Hey, how you doing? I wanted to create this video. I did a short. That was my first. I'm still kind of experimenting with this thing, but I wanted to talk just briefly my experience and how I got diagnosed with HPV associated squamous cell carcinoma of the tonsil, of my right tonsil. So I had been dealing with this for about a year. Previously, went to the doctor. I was traveling a bit, pretty extensively, and thought I was just run down. I used to have it's my dog drinking water over there somewhere. I used to have my first symptoms of getting a cold would be a scratchy throat, but this was kind of a sore throat. It felt like it was going into my ear, so I really didn't know complete what was going on. So I went to the doctor. They tested me for strep, swabbed me, did a culture, negative for strep, did all the usual things, steroid, antibiotics, didn't really touch it. Then I got diagnosed with something called LPR, which is, if I'm pronouncing it correct, laryngopharyngeal reflux, like a silent reflux, not the kind of reflux you get the heartburn here, but they still kind of put me on a protein pump inhibitor, like, Prilosec, something of that nature. Tried that for a little while. Didn't really do a lot. I did my own research and found out a lot of triggers were caffeine, chocolate, carbonated drinks. At the time, I was drinking ginger beers. I don't drink sodas or anything else. So I was drinking ginger beers. When I kind of changed that around, that got better, but it was still there. Had this little weird sensation like a piece of popcorn film stuck in the back of my throat. Never really painful, just uncomfortable. I full transparency, I was a cigar smoker at that time. Not daily, but once, twice a week. I enjoyed a cigar and a steak. Kind of shut that down, and symptoms kind of ebbed and flowed. But go forward a year, about a year, went and saw an ENT. He just kind of confirmed what was said before. Yeah, you have this silent reflux. You're doing everything right. I was doing the mouthwash or gargles with baking soda. That kind of helped. Actually spraying in the back of my throat. I would take ibuprofen 800. That pretty much calmed things down. Then it just, something didn't set right. I took a pen light, looked at my throat. Normally it would look just the tonsil was just red and inflamed, but I saw an irregularity, mass. I did not really feel a big lump, which a lot of guys say they will have a lump. They're shaving. I shaved with a electric razor, or clippers rather, when I would shave my neck. Didn't really feel it then, but I just saw this irregularity in my tonsil. I had been out of the country in Tokyo, and I just said when I get back, I'm gonna go back and see someone. So I saw someone else, a different EMT. He looked, put the scope down my throat, just like the first guy did. Put the scope down my throat, saw that I had, he wanted to do a biopsy on the spot. Let's just do the biopsy, sent it off. A couple days later, came back with the diagnosis. Really good guy, really just gave it to me straight. And it was kind of like, the thing that he said that stood out was, if you're gonna get a cancer of the throat, this was the one to get. I know that's still, when you hear cancer, unsettling. Start questioning your longevity, which I did for about the first 24 hours. Then it was kind of like, let's bring it to action. This guy was nice enough. He called me days later, kind of like, hey, how you doing? We're going to get the CT scan and all the necessary scans and get you over to ENT. And it would just have it. Things were just lining up. The universe, God, whatever you lean to is your higher power. For me, he said, hey, there's a guy over at Emory University, and I live in Atlanta, that I trained with, or we did he's a head and neck specialist. We did our fellowship with, that's the expert in this Taurus robotic surgery. Thought you'd be a good candidate. Go see him. Got everything together, packaged nicely, sent over there. Everything was seamless. Saw him, got a good feeling, set it up for the transoral robotic surgery to go in and excise the mass. Got in there, did the surgery, found out that part of the mass we had extended into the mandible. Didn't want to do that, so now I'm in the process of doing chemo, 7 weeks of chemotherapy with 35 sessions of directed proton therapy. So that's basically how I got diagnosed with this. Was not smoking related, was not alcohol abuse related lifestyle. I came to this pretty always healthy. I'm 60 years old. Always been healthy, had a pretty good diet coming in. That's what has sustained me pretty well going forward. So that's just kind of the story how I was diagnosed.